There is a strange kind of clarity that arrives when winter comes suddenly, uninvited, and strips the world bare. I remember that year. The frost arrived earlier than anyone expected, covering the town in silver and quiet. Streets that once bustled now lay empty, save for the crunch of boots against ice. The air carried a sharpness that made me flinch, but the cold was not only outside, it was inside me, seeping into my thoughts, my fears, my moments of doubt. Everything that had once felt solid, my plans, my confidence, my sense of control, seemed fragile, temporary, like frost on a thin branch. I wandered through the quiet streets trying to make sense of my own restlessness, when I realized that winter was teaching me something I could not ignore. Strength is often discovered in silence and solitude when the warmth of life is absent, and we are left alone with ourselves. One morning, drawn by curiosity, I found a small glass-blowing workshop tucked between snow-covered roofs. The windows were fogged with steam, and the glow of molten glass inside spilled like liquid sunlight. A young artisan named Celine worked there, her hands delicate yet steady, shaping glowing spheres of color that seemed impossible to contain. I asked her how she created beauty in such cold, unforgiving conditions. She paused, wiped her brow, and said, "The cold teaches you endurance. The fire shows you what is strong. If you learn to honor both, the result is not perfection. It is truth." Her words struck me like the first sunbeam breaking through a gray sky. In that moment, I realized that the frost, the silence, and the stillness were not enemies, but guides, revealing the hidden fire I had never allowed myself to notice. As winter deepened, so did the challenges in my life. Projects I had poured my energy into stalled unexpectedly. People I had trusted drifted away, and I found myself questioning the path I had been walking for so long. For a while, the weight of cold and isolation pressed on me, tempting me to retreat, to surrender. Yet it was in the quiet moments, walking along a frozen riverbank, watching snowflakes drift like slow-motion stars, listening to the wind whisper between bare branches, that I discovered something extraordinary. A patience I had never practiced, a courage that did not rely on applause, and a resilience that grew quietly beneath the frost. One evening, I noticed an old musician playing a violin for no one but himself, seated on a frost-covered bench. The bow moved with purpose, each note rising and falling in the cold air, filling it with warmth. I asked why he performed when no one could hear him. He smiled, his eyes reflecting the pale moonlight, and said, "The frost does not silence the music. It asks you to find it for yourself." In that moment, I understood. Our brilliance does not depend on recognition. It grows in the spaces where no one is watching, in the moments when we choose to persist despite discomfort. By the time winter reached its peak, I felt a quiet transformation within me. I had learned to see beauty in the struggle, warmth in the cold, and strength in solitude. The frost, the icy winds, and the quiet streets had not diminished me. They had shown me what was already burning inside, a light I had overlooked in the warmth of comfort. Winter taught me that perseverance, clarity, and courage are cultivated not when life is easy, but when we step into its challenges with trust in ourselves. Now, whenever winter approaches, I do not retreat. I embrace it, knowing that it will reveal my hidden strengths, teach patience, and deepen my understanding of myself. Every frost, every quiet hour, every lonely walk through snow-covered streets reminds me that life's harshest seasons do not diminish us. They illuminate the fire that has always been within. If you are facing your own cold season, remember this. The frost does not weaken you. It reveals your resilience. Your inner light does not need permission to shine. Every challenge, every lonely moment, and every hardship carries the power to show you what you are truly made of. Reflect for a moment. What hidden strength has your own winter revealed? Share your story in the comments. Your experience may inspire someone who needs courage. And if this message touched your heart, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Legacy Alive, where even the coldest seasons teach the fire within us to shine brighter than ever.